Brad Williams, Frugal Finance. Let's talk about energy saving. Why not? It's an interesting topic. I live in Northern California. We have a four-season environment. In the summers, well, they're hot. They're really hot. We hit 112 for a week period in 2024. How do you stay cool during when the summers are extreme? And I can't imagine those who live in Arizona, Las Vegas, in the desert regions. And when you're living with that type of temperature for 60, 90 days of the year. Well, I'm sure they have better tips than what we have here in Northern California. But just intuitively, you can have a swimming pool. But swimming pools are very expensive. So here is a tip. One, in terms of peak demand, think about how to cool your house prior to the summer heat. One, shut the house down. Two, close all your blinds. Three, whole house fan. Four, insulation. And let me say this again, insulation. And I'll say it one more time, insulation. For many years, when energy was economical, when you could get by on a $25 summer electric bill, even with the AC on, today, it'd be 5 times that. So think about insulating your house. My house, when I moved here a zillion years ago, the insulation was just at standard. It was very basic, and the house was uncomfortable. I increased, I think it was probably R12, maybe R15, and I bumped it up to about R33, and the savings was just dramatic. I don't need, even in 112 degree temperature, I do not need to turn on my AC. My house stays that cool. In addition to closing all the blinds, drapes, and what have you, house stays cool. It is probably the most sensible means of saving energy. Then it's a matter of you and your discipline. If you can harbor a little bit of uncomfort during the heated months, then keep your AC down, because today, with the horrifically managed Pacific Gas and Electric, which ranks right up there with one of the worst companies in America, they have quadruple energy costs due to their inefficiencies. So you need to bypass that somehow. Then the local utility company is just a gem. They treat the local residents here with a little bit of professionalism, and they don't gouge. They're well managed. That helps. But you, on your end, you really need to focus on these peak demands times. And then in the winter months, it's not any different. Here, where it's the temperatures, they can get down into the low 20s. Nothing compared to the people up north that in this particular year, when they're dealing with sub-zero temperatures, I'm sure they're maximizing their insulation, their home insulation to the T. But when the weather gets really hot, it's natural to turn down your thermostat and seek relief from the elements. But how and when you cool your home, as well as do other household chores, can place a huge burden on your wallet. When the weather gets really hot, it's natural to turn down the thermostat. In other words, you want to crank up that AC. But you're also, on the other hand, look at that bill. And when you're paying $120 a month for electricity, there's got to be alternatives. So peak demand, that's what this is all about, is when electricity use is high and electricity supply is constrained, which can occur when weather gets hotter than normal and cooling demand is at its highest peak. So in other words, Texas is renowned for their inefficiency. Their grid is lacking, and subsequently they have brownouts. Now, California is not any different, but with the advent of solar and other alternative energy means, California can generally deal with the peak requirements. Other states are not equipped to do this, or they just don't think it's sufficient to have solar or electric energy. But that's a different argument. So reduce energy use during peak times can have a beneficial effect on electric rates over time. Here, locally, if there is a huge peak demand, I'm set up where they could shut down the AC, and it's a voluntary thing, and they give you a bit of a bonus for that. So sign up for that, and then think about how to stay cool. In other words, think about when you want to do your chores. So get up earlier in the morning when it's a little bit cooler. Open up your house, let it cool down, then shut it down, and then hopefully that'll keep your house cool. Pre-cool your home during off-peak hours before temperatures rise, as I just mentioned. During summer peak, if you have an Energy Star certified smart thermostat with a smartphone interface, use it to bump up your temperature settings while away from home. In other words, set the darn thermostat to 78 or 82. You can live with 82 degrees. It's not that bad. It's a little uncomfortable, but so what? It's a couple hours. Don't add to the heat. In other words, don't cook. Turn on the oven when it's 105 out. Think about doing all of your chores earlier in the morning. So shift chores to off-peak hours. Wash clothes in cold water and hang them to dry. Take a shower rather than a bath. Use vent fans in bathrooms or open up the windows. Don't assume hand washing dishes is better. So in some cases, these star certified dishwashers are more efficient. Take stock and plan future home energy improvements. Unfortunately, climate change is likely to cause more extreme weather in the future. So it's a good idea to take a look at the aging condition of insulation, windows, and major appliances. A home that is well sealed and insulated to maintain its desired temperature for longer. If needed, adding attic insulation may be one of the most cost-effective investments you can make. To find out more, rule your attic. I'll have videos on all this. And most of the stuff you can do yourself. In other words, you can seal your house, you can insulate your house, you can do a lot of these home improvements and save a lot of money. If your home is poorly insulated and you meet federal income limits, you may be eligible for free or low-cost assistance with weatherization. And then consider Energy Star home upgrades. There are a bunch of links here. This article will be listed below. Comment, let me know. Let me know if you're burdened by extreme summer electric bills. Let me know if your house is fully efficient and what you've done in order to maximize your weatherization. Any tips? Any savings ideas? Brad Williams, Frugal Finance. Hope that helped. Thanks for watching. See you soon.